Well, hey gang, let's learn some guitar. We're at the very beginning, okay? First thing we need to know, on your left hand, I want you to take your index, your middle, your ring, and your pinky and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you're left-handed, do the same thing on your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So, left hand, index 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is important. There's going to be a test on this. All right. Now, for your right hand, you have to take your hand, close it in, kind of G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip, put the pick right here, put your thumb down, and kind of get a feel for that pick. Just even kind of go up and down. All we're doing is holding the pick. We haven't even touched the guitar yet. So let's do a quick recap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding the pick, okay? Now, here's what we're gonna do. Coming up on the screen, we got a chord grid. The chord grid, when you look at it, what it does is it says your strings. All it does, the up and down lines are your strings. Your lowest string is E. Then it goes A, D, G, B, E. E, A, D, G, B, E. So you got a high E and you got a low E. And as you look at the grid, and I even made the low E a little bit wider, you can see which strings are represented going up, okay? I use a little thing to help me remember the strings. I've used it with my students for years, and it is so dumb that you can't forget it. Eat at Denny's great breakfast entrees. Eat at Denny's great breakfast entrees. You got to remember your strings. That's going to help you with your chords and is on your whole guitar journey. Okay? Eat at Denny's great breakfast entrees. If you got your own, go ahead and use it. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this. We're going to learn 3 chords. You can play thousands of songs with these 3 chords, okay? So let's start. The first chord we're going to do is D. So we got D up here. See the grid? See the strings coming down, right? Then see the numbers within the chord? Those are your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you look at the D, it kind of has a triangle shape to it. So you take your first finger and you put it here. Now, if you may notice, going the other way are your frets, okay? When it comes to frets, we have to remember 2 things. The metal lines going down your neck, going this way, those are frets. But the wood in between is also considered the frets. So here is the first fret, second fret, third fret. We are not going past the 3rd fret. And if you play an open string, that's a 0 fret. Nothing, okay? So let's look at that chord grid. And remember, you can stop the video if you want to look at the grid. But here, I take my first finger and I put it on the 2nd fret of the G string. So it's kind of like a little grid that comes together. I take my middle finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the E string. That's the high string. Then I take my 3rd finger and I put it on the 3rd fret of the B string. Okay, so now I've got my fingers right here, okay? Now you also may notice on the chord grid, there's X's and there's zeros. The zeros represent where you will strum down. If there's 2 X's, do not play those strings. So on the D, we've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and you take that pick that you're holding and you strum down. Now, here's what's going to happen. The first time you do it, you're probably going to get more of a kind of thing. That's okay. Everybody. That's everybody. It's not just you. It's everybody, okay? So here's how we're going to fix that. You're either not pressing down hard enough, and it could be a little bit, might sting a little bit at first. If it really stings, you can try a nylon string guitar. I'm playing what's called an acoustic guitar. If you play an electric guitar, it might be a little bit easier too, but I'm playing an acoustic guitar. And so if you're not pressing down hard enough, the strings won't ring. Or you may be on the metal fret. You don't want to be on the metal fret. Anywhere in between the fret is okay. People say try to get in the dead center or try to get up. It doesn't matter. You're in between the frets, you're good, okay? If your nails are too long on this hand, you might have a hard time. But I've seen Dolly Parton play guitar and she's got nails that are about this long and she does it, I don't know how. For me, I finger pick, I got long nails on this hand, but not on this hand. Actually, I keep my nails extremely short on this hand. So those are a few things. Now, another thing you need to do is look at your elbow, right? Your elbow. If your elbow is right here, your arm is going this way, right? And if you try to do a chord with your arm hand wanting to go this way, it's going to be tricky. Take your elbow and straighten it out. Do that. Move your thumb around until you're comfortable. A lot of times I play with my thumb behind the neck. Sometimes I even play with my thumb above the neck. Find your comfort zone. Find what makes those chords work for you, okay? All of this stuff that I told you will apply to every chord. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go on to the C add 9 chord. Bing! There it is. Look at this. So the C add 9 chord, your first finger is on the 2nd fret of the D string right here. This finger right here, no offense, is on the 3rd fret of the A string, the at strings, eat at strings. So our first finger is on the Denny string, and then our second finger is on the at string. Then we're going to take our ring finger, that's on the 3rd fret of the B string, the breakfast string, and then we're going to take our pinky, and that's on the high E, that's the entree string. So looking at that chord grid, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing. See, my thumb's a little bit different on this than it was with the D. So it's going to move around. Look at my elbow. My elbow, I'm not in one position. It just kind of depends on how I have to move to get the chord out. All right? That's the C add 9. Now there's another C too, and that's a great chord too. And you will learn that chord, but you're not learning it right now. You are learning the C add 9. And I'm going to tell you why, but not yet. So now we're going to do a G chord. And there are a couple different ways to do G. The way that I'm showing you to do the G is neither are wrong or right. They both work. We keep both these fingers on for the G. Same thing that we did in the C add 9, but all we're doing is taking our 2 fingers and moving them up. Boom. See that? So now I have a G. And you're going to notice on the G, we have all zeros. You're playing all 6 strings. You go back to the C add 9, we're not playing the low E. We're just strumming down from here, okay? Now here's why we're doing the chords like this. There are tricks and techniques. I don't know if they're tricks, but you know, there are ways that improve and help your playing. And one of them is this. So when you play a chord, you don't want to play the chord, take your hand off, play the chord, take your hand off. You don't want to go. If you can keep a finger on the neck during a chord progression, that helps a lot. And there's not too many progressions where you can do that, but you can on this one. So here's that D chord, right? The first one we learned. This 3rd finger, see that? It's on the 3rd fret of the B string. So watch this. I played the D. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the C add 9 chord. I'm not going to take this 3rd finger off. I'm going to do this. Boom. Now I'm going to keep these 2 on and go here. So all 3 of these chords, my 3rd finger never comes off the guitar. So watch. Instead of finger, if you can keep that finger on there, you're going to be able to fly on these chords. Now here's the deal. I can show you these chords in a matter of a few minutes. But the reality of it is you're going to have to put a little time in to get to switching the chords. That's why I tell you about your elbow. That's why I tell you about your thumb and placement and the fingers staying on, because I want it to be as easy as possible for you. And your switching is going to be like this at first. Switch. 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 But you know what's going to happen? It's going to get better and better and better and better. The more you do it, the better it's going to get. Now I'm not showing you any strumming pattern, no strumming patterns right now. All you're going to do is this, because we're going to incorporate time, and that's as far as we're going. So when you play the D chord, I want you to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, switch. Actually, what you probably want to do is start switching on 3 so you can be to the next chord by your downbeat. Most music, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dun, 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 dun. All music has to have a time signature. And the easiest way for you to start becoming aware of that and incorporating rhythm in your practice is simply counting to 4 at first. We'll move on, trust me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I can go right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And I'm going D, C add 9, G, C add 9, D, C add 9. I'm going just going back and forth. But we're going to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3, 4. Strum 2, 3, 4. And that is going to be the base for you learning how to switch chords, which in turn helps you to play songs. There's all sorts of ways that you can learn how to play music, how to play guitar. We're starting off with how to switch chords so you can play songs, write songs. These are great praise and worship chords. These are great songs for, oh my gosh, I think you could probably play almost every Eagles song now. But I mean, I'm serious. So that's the same chords, but as you advance and get better, you're going to be able to embellish on it like that. But remember, right now, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And it's going to drive you buggy. It is, as you start doing that. And your old stinking thinking's going to kick in, and it's going to say stuff like, I'll never get this. My hands are too big. My hands are too small. I have no music in me. I'm just uncoordinated. You're none of those. You can do this. You can do it. Trust me. It's just a little tricky at first. That's it. But you can do it. Trust me. You can do it. If you want to download these chords or any of the sheets that I had up in the back, go to my website, www.timothymarkprice. Go to the page that says First Step Guitar. Go ahead and download it. It's all free. Just go ahead and print it out. No big deal. There you go. And I'll do one lesson every month. You can do it. See you next month.